right, let's get into the Tempest Trials. And I'm sorry that I'm not looking quite at you, but I do have to look at my phone because I'm streaming right from that. All right, let's get into the Tempest Trials. I'm using a team of Fjorm, Performing Arts Azura, Brave Ike, and Sarah, because I need a bunch of SP on all of them.
Let us sing.
Okay, I think Fjorm's going to take care of most of this map, but I don't need SP on her, so a little bit of a bummer. Maybe I can set up Ike in defense here. Yeah, that kind of works.
Orders, please. Let us sing. Yes,
Right, leave Ike there.
as you say.
And I only sung Fjorm to give her the boost.
Orders, please.
So as soon as somebody gets in here, I'm probably going to start talking about my role-playing game. But just to prep myself, I am starting up a game of Blue Rose soon, and that is the romantic fantasy role-playing game. And what that means is that everything is just a little more frou-frou, and sort of magic works by like people willing it into existence. It's not necessarily an intellectual thing. I'm really excited to get into that because one of my characters is playing, or one of my players is playing an adept character who does a bunch of magic. So we're gonna get to see how he sort of taps into his magic. Well, actually, I shouldn't say he, because this character is going to be gender fluid. So, well, I guess I can't say he then, because he and she will be their primary pronouns. But they are going to be gender fluid. They're going to identify as different genders at different times, and sort of present differently depending on what they want to do on any given day.
Let us sing.
It's really interesting because Blue Rose actually has something built in for that, sort of. They've got the Lavelle, and they even have sort of a unique story. Oh no, I should probably pay more attention to the game because I'm getting crushed over here.
On it. Yes.
At least I can take out Leon. But yeah, the Lavelle and Blue Rose sort of encompass anything to do with non-binary gender. They're sort of reviled by different extremely religious groups. So there's a bit of real-life mirroring, but in the sort of default setting of the book, they are considered very well practiced with magic, because they had to be very introspective, and magic comes out of sort of feeling, and they had to discover a lot about themselves to get to that point.
As you say.
And they were sort of prized by people who wanted magic power, and taken advantage of, but several escaped at some point. It's an interesting sort of turn for the Lavelle there. Who's our other characters? We've got, because it's a game about wedding planning, so it's in this sort of high fantasy setting where, yes, there is a ton of magic, but there's also lots of romance. It's a romantic fantasy. So the group is playing a team of wedding planners, and one of them is sort of the big communicator of the group, named Lilith. and she's the youngest, but she treats this sort of well-practiced arcane magic user as adult who will lead the group astray, and she sort of has to keep him in line. I'm excited to see how that relationship goes. And she's just really good at talking and persuading people. She's not deceptive. She's just really good at getting her point across and making you believe in it. So I'm interested to see how that plays out and how that relationship with the more magical character plays out. I should mention that Blue Rose also has a system for relationships that also involves, because it's a fantasy age game, there are special stunts you can do when you roll doubles on your dice, and the relationship system gives you special stunt points to spend when you interact with someone you have a relationship with and would roll a stunt. So like if you're trying to defend someone who's like your best friend, and you roll doubles, you get a couple extra stunt points to spend on defending that attack. Or if you sort of make a cutting remark against someone who's your social rival, and you have that listed as one of your relationships, you will get extra stunt points to spend to make those cutting words, maybe incite them to battle or incite them to say something horrible in court. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that relationship pans out. And then our final character... Oh, hi Michael, thank you for saying it's pretty cool. So yeah, the final character for this role-playing game I'm putting on Thursday is... they're another of the same class as the last person I was talking about. They're called an expert, but they took a more sort of exploratory than social route. So they get really into building. So since it's a group of wedding planners, this is the person who's going to sort of build the stages that we see. And what else is going on with that character? Oh, so each character gets a couple of these relationships I was talking about before at the start. So he has a relationship with the sort of adept magic character, where that person sort of picked him out of a stupor when he was sort of doing bad at school, just got out of school, and sort of forced him to join this band of wedding planners to get him out of a rut. What he doesn't know is that the other side of that relationship is that the adept slept with one of his parents, and that's sort of what caused the spiral downhill that he's seeing now. So yeah, those relationships are going to be fun to explore. His other relationship is with an NPC who is just a little sort of dog who I'm going to have to play, but it's just the only thing that brings him joy in life anymore. So it's a little sad, but it'll also be cute, I hope. And his name is Sam. So we have James/Janie as our adept. We have Lilith as sort of our big communicator, and we have Sam as our sort of set designer, handyman, and one of the more sort of classically educated people in the group. I love that voice line. Yes, so much drama. I'm excited for it. So I actually have even more than their personal drama going on. I have lots of stuff planned that I can talk about, because I'm pretty sure none of them are going to watch the stream or the video that goes up afterward. I don't have character names decided yet. I need to work on that more today. But the sort of setup I'm going to have is going to be a very Romeo and Juliet type street battle, like at the start of Romeo and Juliet, between two different houses. and they're each going to see a different viewpoint of that fight. So one of them is going to just see two women sort of on different towers, very close to each other because the houses are set up next to each other. It's maybe not going to be women. It might be a man and woman at the end. But they're just going to be bickering at each other, and you can't really hear what they're saying. And then a bunch of guards, family guards, are going to come out both sides and fight. So one of them is going to see two of the guards sort of back each other into an alley, and then start just like making out because no one can see them, which is going to trip them off to something interesting. It's like a plot thread they can follow up later. What's the other plot thread that's going to happen? So in addition to all the guards coming out, the two sort of next in line children of the households are going to come out and start dueling each other, but they're going to look like they're really enjoying it, like they're taking sadistic pleasure in trading blows. So another sort of romance for them to follow up on. Oh man, what else is happening in that game? Right, one of them is going to see just a pair of women in hoods where everyone else has sort of stopped traveling down the area they're going down. They're going to see a pair of women in hoods sort of peering on at the women bickering and the battle. But it's just really strange because they're walking casually forward while everyone else is sort of dispersed or part of the battle. So when they follow up on some of these things, they're going to figure out that the noble households are each missing their noble. Trading blows, yes. That is exactly what they're going to do in all senses of the term. So actually, those guards who end up sort of shirking their duties, Blue Rose has a race of awakened animals called Raiden, and they can be just about anything. But there's specifically a stat block for bears, so I might make them like two. I don't think they can be armored, but I might make them two bears. And I think it would be obvious by what they're doing that they're like psychically awakened bears. Just so I can involve them in the world, because they are supposed to be a big part, and I don't want my group to forget about that. It also sort of makes it so they won't try to, if they do get involved with pairing those two together, planning a wedding for them, they won't be tempted to look for other solutions for them. Like the fact that they are awakened animals and they're the same species sort of will set them up because they won't be able to be paired with anyone else, whereas everyone else will be sort of humanoid. So yeah, there are some interesting races in Blue Rose. So there's the humans, like always. There's the Vata, who are sort of the elf equivalents, except they are more in lore like half elves. They were always sort of bred with humans, and the sort of pure blood elf equivalents have died out. And then there are dark elf equivalents who were created by evil sorcerers, because all of the sort of bad magic in Blue Rose is called sorcery. But they were able to escape the sorcerer's grasp, and by most people are accepted as just normal people. They just happen to have a strange origin. But there are people who are more sort of religiously affiliated in another nation who are angry at them. They're also angry at a race that was completely created to be a slave race. Completely created to be a slave race called Night People. But they also escaped sort of like the Dark Elves. But they were made to be very physically strong, like to move things around and to be brutish. But they were accepted as refugees into the main nation of the game. and it's sort of the same thing. There's a religious nation that's very against the night people, who are sort of the orc-like. They have tusks, green skin, harsher facial features. But I think at least one of the characters is going to be a night person that I make. So far in the party, we have 2 humans and a light elf. So Vata and 2 humans. One of them is actually from the nation, and one of them is more sort of an outlander who traveled there, and that's the sort of younger one, Lilith. So right, back to oh no, I'm really trapped in the game right here. There's no way I can protect Katria from getting hit by. Oh, I could. Nah, I can't really do that. Oh well. I'll just leave her over there. So what's going to happen in the game is they're going to figure out there's sort of a noble missing from each house. The spouses who are left are sort of more merchant class, and the nobles are gone because they're sort of different ranks of nobility, and it's not about birthright. In the Kingdom of Aldous in Blue Rose, nobility is determined by just being a person who actually wants to do good and being accepted by sort of a magic artifact that gets drawn out every year to find new nobles. So these were traveling nobles, but their families didn't want to travel with them. They stayed in Aldous, but they have sort of decent housing because they wanted to at least provide for the traveling noble while they were gone, sort of helping resolve disputes in far-flung reaches of the kingdom. The problem is that the nobles are presumed dead after a town they were supposed to be visiting was attacked by sorcerers and their troops. So their claim to the houses is sort of going away. So there's a lot of tension in the houses, especially because one of the houses actually had 3 spouses. So one of the other spouses wants to do sort of a recommitment ceremony, while the other spouse is more concerned with trading blows with the other house, which brings me to another plot point, is that the 2 of the spouses of the different houses are in conflict because they believe each that the other's spouse killed them in battle or betrayed them or just didn't do right by them in a fight somehow, and that's why they're gone. The problem here is that the nobles' bodies were never found. So they are actually, and I'm going to say this because I don't think any of my role players are going to be watching this, they're actually still alive. They're up and kicking, and they're actually the 2 women who passed by hooded. So if the party goes after those hooded women first, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle it yet. I need to think about that. But I think I'll just direct them to sort of spy on the family. They'll be like, we want you to look after this family, and we know you're wedding planners, so you have an in, so just figure some stuff out for us, and we'll get back to you. And then eventually I can sort of do that reveal later. But I'm hoping they go after some of the families first. So when they also go to the different houses, they're going to notice that one of the spouses has sort of a new romance, sort of a Jarzoni man who's was sort of a refugee, so that's sort of from the kingdom of the evil sorcerers, and then another one of them has a so the Raiden, the special animal people, each have a special bond with the non-Raidens, with the normal humanoid folk, called the Rai bond. So they're going to discover that one of the spouses has a Rai bond partner they didn't have earlier, so a very new person in their lives. Yes, everyone does love it when that happens. Ugh. I should like. I'm not gonna be on camera with them. I should like do that. Oh, that Riverdale meme where they like pull the blanket over them. But I'm not gonna be on camera with this group, unfortunately. Um, but as they get more involved and learn more about this new Raiden and this new love interest in our two remaining spouses, like merchant spouses' lives, they're going to find out that they actually run a mercenary group. And they are in charge of providing sort of the house guards to both houses, and they've been stoking this idea that the noble spouses betrayed each other to sort of start a small war between the houses and make them pay more money for more guard, just being generally wicked people. So that's something the party has to thwart while trying to get these relationships together. They could also be tempted. I might have the humanoid sort of love interest try to offer to do a wedding for the party, so get married to the person he's romancing, and I might try to have the Raiden do a commitment ceremony, sort of like a Raibond ceremony, for the Raibonded character, so they have a choice to sort of take dirty money and do things in sort of an evil way and ignore sort of the spouses who are the noble spouses who are together and spying on their family, and just give in to the evil that is happening. If they do the more heroic thing, they will find out that the Raiden and the mercenary leader have actually been corrupted by sort of a sorcerous artifact.
As you say.
And I don't know if they'll get that right away, but they're going to find an artifact that looks strange and powerful, and I think one of them will jump on it. And that's sort of all I have planned for the first adventure. I want to see what they do before I figure it out, but I'm sure they're gonna get at least one wedding set up. So I'm excited to sort of do a heist style, like a movie heist style scene, where they tell me what they want to do, and they tell me about building it, and then we get to the wedding and we see it's already there and happening, and then we sort of do the wedding ceremony. One of them will always be the best man because they have like the sword hand, they're good with swords, and I think I could probably get one of them to officiate, or I can give them a good like religious NPC to officiate different weddings. And if they have more than one wedding, they could choose to do like a double wedding, or they could plan different weddings all back to back, so we have a huge time jump. But I think, yeah, after that, I'm not quite sure where I'm going with the story, because they have to figure out what choices they make. Do they give into evil? Which pairings do they set up? Do they find pairings I didn't think about? Will I make NPCs that they love and they try to find pairings for in the meantime? I'm not sure, but I'm excited to see what happens with it. And I need to like sit down and stat out some of the characters that might fight, and I need to figure out what their names are, because I don't know any of that yet. But I do have all those big points that I'm excited about for playing the game.
Of course.
And I just hope the group stays together for a little while so I can figure it out. But I'll also be fine if we just get this one adventure done and I get to see what GMing is like again, because I haven't GM'd a game in like, oh gosh, it has to be 5 or 6 years now. And that was like a Pokemon game, and it was just super involved. I had to, so like in the game, each Pokemon has the same stats they would in the video game, and you have to keep track of all those stats in addition to sort of your player character stats, and there are different classes for your player character, so they have their own features and junk. So you end up managing like at least 7 characters by the end of the game, if not more, because you've got boxed Pokemon. As a GM, I have to manage like hundreds of Pokemon and like at least a dozen NPC trainers who have their own features, in addition to like puny trainers who don't have their own features because they don't need to have classes. So I actually had to have a co-GM who just ran numbers. And I was really sorry that they had to do that, but apparently it got them kickstarted GMing their own games. So I'm really happy that at least that came out of it. But I'm very disappointed that I couldn't give them anything more substantial to do than fight off the characters when I couldn't. Oh, that game was really interesting, though. I had just finished Battlestar Galactica when I came up with the original concept, which was that sort of the amorphous Pokemon, sort of the Pokemon that are more based on things than animals, were actually not native to the original world in this setting, and they ended up sort of polluting the world, breaking the ecosystems because they weren't supposed to be around. So our party's ancestors had to flee the planet because it just wasn't habitable anymore, taking enough Pokemon with them that they could breed. So any species that wasn't one of those would still be available. And I sort of let people choose just about whichever starter they wanted, as long as it wouldn't become something too powerful. But by the time I'd actually got around to running a full version of the game, I just started watching like Big Brother and a couple reality shows, which I don't really watch anymore. And I just finished reading the Hunger Games trilogy and seeing the first movie. So I was really sort of chomping on... Oh, I did not want to do that. Oh well. I was sort of chomping on reality shows and sort of how Hunger Games treated them. So I sort of set up a system where it was more merit-based than the Hunger Games in Game of Thrones. Trainers could get licenses if they proved they were training well, but pretty much none of them could escape being on reality television because they came out of poverty. So they had no other way of supporting themselves than deciding to be on reality television shows. And most of TV is just trainers on television doing whatever challenges they're doing. Oh no, Ike died. I need to pay more attention here. I could probably take her out. Sweet. So most of it was trainers on reality television going through whatever trials they had to go through, and getting paid by television companies. And that played out in some really interesting moments. I remember I was doing one of their special challenges because they were all in the Battle Frontier. They did a special challenge before taking on the Frontier Brain. One of the special challenges they did was sort of a room that opened up different blocks. It started out with like maybe a 4x4 grid, and like different walls came up to reveal different things in the room. So sometimes it would be wild Pokemon, sometimes it would be other trainers they had to beat. So one time, the character who had a Charmander just got lucky, ran into an Oddish as a wild Pokemon in another room, and she was interested in catching it, but the Oddish didn't have a ton of HP, and the Charmander rolled a crit. So it did enough damage for the Oddish to go to negative its maximum HP, automatically killing it. So on television, you have a Charmander brutally murdering an Oddish, and for the rest of the entire game, that played on different screens throughout the region. It was hilarious, and like everyone laughed every time it came up. Something I did that was fun sort of near the end of the game is they had to do sort of a battle tower where they fought through a couple different trainers before getting to the Frontier Brain, and they each had sort of a rival. So two of them were like young gentlemen who had been sort of they'd been acting like they were siblings the whole time. Like, one was the older, annoyed sibling, the other was the younger, quirky sibling. And their backgrounds just happened to match up in a way that I could be like, oh, wait, your father is the same father, and he has two different families. And so one of them was fighting against their father, one of them was fighting against their mother, and they had to do a double battle against them. What else was going on? Oh, one of them just had a really annoying set of older brothers who always looked down on her. So she got to fight off against her older brother and prove that she was actually better than him at Pokemon battles. I remember one of the characters actually didn't have that much going on in their background. So I just gave them a fan, and their fan took like a similar naming convention to them and had a little crush on them and like got a signature from them after they were done with the fight. It was all very twee, very cute. Gosh, what else was going on in that game? So yes, in this new world, actually, there was a re-emerging threat of these Pokemon who came back. Oh, looks like I'm dead. I have to use another party. So I got 3 blue units. I probably want to use some green units. Oh, yeah, my flying team should be good. So there's this threat of these Pokemon coming back. They start seeing them and they start capturing some of them. And eventually at the end of the game, they realize that the Pokemon have been summoned by a ritual that is also trying to bring Missing No in the world to sort of change two of the big Frontier Brains friends from dying, because other Frontier Brains died, and these sort of younger Frontier Brains are now in the roles that they inhabited. They don't like the way the Frontier League is going, so they're trying to summon Missing No and change the world, and that's bring all of these otherworldly Pokemon in and sort of messing up the world again. But they don't care because they're going to get what they want. They were also using that to sort of bring in a powerful Pokemon that was Deoxys. So sort of the climax of the game, a Deoxys comes pummeling toward the battle tower and knocks it down, giving just enough time for the party to escape with a teleport. And they fight off against these sort of rogue Frontier Brains that they've already fought before to get their Frontier badges. And they save the world from being overrun again like it was before. Gosh, there were so many fun little interactions that happened there too. I'm trying to think of one in specific. So there was, as a hint, getting them towards Deoxys, sort of plummeting towards the earth, I gave them a bunch of Clefairy that were sort of escaping from other doomed planets by Missing No. And they had to sort of negotiate with the Clefairy to either become part of their party or fight with them a little bit. And then when they landed after that encounter, the Pokemon storage system was down and a bunch of Missing No had taken over. So they had a chance to catch some... Or not a bunch of Missing No, a bunch of Porygon. They had a chance to catch a bunch of Porygon after that. And I think they were holding their evolution items so that they didn't have to try to figure out, like, oh, why would an upgrade exist in this this world where there shouldn't be any of these sort of non-creature-like Pokemon, non-like real creature-like Pokemon. Oh no. Let's see if I can send her in. Do that so I can. There we go. Now I can have Noe kill him off. Sweet. Gosh, what else today? I think the first time they saw any of the weird Pokemon, it was just like a bunch of sort of Grimer and Muck and Swalot and stuff, because this wasn't to the time when we had like a Alolan Muck or any of the... I think Garbodor was maybe around by that point too. I think it was maybe a 5th gen game. So the first time they just sort of had those coming out of a like sewer system in the middle of one of their Battle Frontier tests. coming out. That was such an interesting and strange game, and I wish I could run it again with a better Pokemon system that wasn't so ridiculously involved and required me having another GM. Ugh. All right, I think that's most of the RP talk I have for now. I could think what's going on in my D&D game that I'm playing as a player. I'm not running that one, so I don't know everything that's going on there. So we've been sort of spiraling around an evil empire in our D&D game right now. We sort of started off on a small island, and we noticed that the ambassador for the empire there was trying to take over a specific town, and our one character, who's actually an empire character, turned on the empire because she wasn't happy that the empire was trying to take over this town. So we were able to sort of scare them away from the town, kill a bunch of their guards, and get ourselves moving to another part of this small island. And in the other part of the small island, hey, we find Empire presence again, and it's pretty scary. So eventually, a group of hunters comes to the bar we're staying at, and through sort of magic and telepathy and whatnot, some of our characters figure out they're looking for a band. Our characters are a musical band, in addition to being an adventuring party. Oh my gosh. So immediately, one of the player characters says, like, oh, hey, we're a band and we're in town. My character tries to go out the door, immediately runs into someone he knows is an Imperial officer and tries to start fighting. She asks for peace, but he realizes she's wearing hidden armor, so she's ready to like do a surprise fight, he thinks, and he keeps battling. Eventually the party talks him down. They sit down and figure out that this Imperial captain just wants to catch the ambassador from the other town who's hiding out somewhere in the town. So that's what we have to deal with next week, and I think everybody's a little upset with my character, but my character also sort of has the charisma to deal with the situation we're dealing with, because this guy is hidden with someone who gave us a contract to do a different job. So we're going to go pretend we're talking about the contract while we snoop around to find the hidden ambassador. And that's what we're going to do next time we play, which won't be for a while, unfortunately, because one of us is going to be out for a couple weeks. And when we have enough people, our GM just likes to do one-shots. So we're going to do a couple one-shots, but I'm excited to get back to it. It's going to be so interesting to see where that goes. But now I think maybe I can concentrate more on Fire Emblem Heroes so my party doesn't die midway through the run. And I can maybe actually get some skill points on them, because I would like them to grow a little bit. Let's put you up there. Alright, Roy, come attack Fjorm. Come on. Alright, can put Fjorm over here to attack Saber and kill him. Can put Ike up here, but he's probably going to attack Azura anyway. Keep Sarah there to heal somebody, please. Yes. So Sarah has the Live to Serve ability, so she's going to heal up herself as she heals Azura. Awesome. And I can get Ike some SP if I make him move again with Azura. Goodbye, Jacob. Ha 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 ha. Alright, I'm going to leave Fjorm to defend against Virion because she can attack from any distance, or counterattack from any distance. I'm going to leave Sarah up here to heal her, just so she gets some points back, mostly. We're also going to speed up her cooldown on her special ability here. That's going to give people more speed, so they might be able to attack twice. Just make everybody wait. Could have done a turn end there instead, I guess. I'm going to hold up my phone so I can look at you guys a little bit more. Alright. Die, Virion. Die, Luke. Any healing I can do? Yep. And I can send Ike up there. So I'm hoping Ike's going to be able to take out Hawkeye, maybe?
On the way.
Orders.
Yep. And then I can leave Fjorm to defend, and I can heal up Ike.
As you say.
Alright. Actually, I wonder if Sarah can take her out. Yep. Points for Sarah. Come on, next stage. Okay, oh, that's perfect. So I'm going to put in Fjorm to defend against Erica. Going to put in Ike to defend against Oscar.
Orders, please.
Understood.
And I want to dance Ike, get the support close,
For you. Orders.
and let it run. Ah, he can go after Ike.
Yes.
Alright, can I defeat Erica this turn? Probably.
It's all for you.
Oh. Just need to dance Ike, and he should have the points to take out Erica. Yep.
On it.
No, don't attack Fjorm, attack Ike. I need more points. Need more SP over here.
Understood.
Off I go. As you say.
Come on, hit Ike. Sweet. Alright, and more points for Ike.
On the way.
It's all for you.
Aw, Ike, it's all for me. That's very sweet of you. I want Fjorm to get hit by everyone right now. But there's no one tile where she can do that, so it's gonna send her to where she can get hit by two of them.
Yes.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Orders, please. Let us sing. As you say.
Okay.
Understood.
Ike can take a hit.
Yes.
Orders.
Alright.
Off I go.
It's all for you.
It can take you out.
Of course.
Oh, well, that's not good.
On the way.
Alright, just have you heal him up again. Alright, Fjorm's taken out. I think that was Tiki. Or maybe Noe. I don't remember most of the dragon names. I think that was, yeah, Tiki, because Noe's right here.
Understood.
Yep, so I can attack with Ike, heal him up, and then dance with Azura to finish off Noe, hopefully.
Orders.
Yep. I really need to figure out how to emulate this game, because I'd like to be looking up at you guys, but I have to look at this stupid phone screen. Here, I'll at least take out the charger so I can hold up my phone, and you can see my wonderful splitter that's giving you audio and giving me audio from the phone. Let's have Ike. Yeah, I can break this over here. And I can leave Katria here to get hit by that magic.
Understood.
Of course.
It's all for you.
Off I go.
Leave her close to Ike so he gets a little point boost. Oh wow, I'm surprised Katria didn't try to move in on me. Because she could probably easily take out Ike.
On the way. Let us sing.
Orders.
I hope Ike doesn't die next turn. We'll see if he can get taken out by these two. Nope.
Understood.
And he's gonna take out Kane pretty easy, actually.
Yes.
Gosh, that voice line is actually really cute. I like it when Ike says, "It's all for you." He fights for his friends, and his friends are me and me alone, apparently.
Let us sing.
Orders.
All right, I think. Oh well, I can accept those because I unlocked those. Oh man, are there any new? So there's daily, arena, February. So yeah, 3 February, and then the new yearly quest. So there's just so many quests. I just don't need to be worried about them right now though, because I need to get more SP for now. Allies, learn skills. So yeah, there's a double XP SP event going on right now, which is why I sort of want to exploit it and get as many as many abilities as I can. Don't quite have enough points for... Oh, I could get Live to Serve up, but I think I want to save more points for her special weapon, which is a ton. Yep. So that way she can't get counterattacked with her weapon. Unfortunately, I don't have the actual Wrathful Staff ability, so I can't just put that on her as a B-slot skill. But I would like to have that on her weapon. So I guess I should have checked. No, none of the three of them have anything right now. I'm just getting a little tired of the Tempest Challenge for now, so I'm going to go do some arena duels, but I'm going to do the easy ones because I don't care about ranking up this season. I'm going to get knocked down, and that's okay. I just want to do that for the daily quests and to get some more arena coins so I can do more weapon refinements. So I'm going in here with at least my special unit parry. Maybe by the end of the season I'll get something better. I think it ends tomorrow, so I have another chance for a streak. Oh, but I think I messed it up by not doing a battle with parry earlier. Oh well. It is what it is. I'm just doing this for the daily stuff. I'm not really doing it to rank up.
Now what?
Okay. Stay close. As you will. Who's next?
Wow, how is... Xander's supposed to be really defensive. Maybe it was a lower... Yeah, it's a lower level one because I'm fighting a lower rank team. He can probably take whatever's coming.
Yes. Onward.
Good. Alright, so I can take her out,
The enemy.
drag him back, take him out, and heal her,
Got it.
and then attack him. And we're good. That was quick. That was a particularly easy fight, so I'm glad it was the lowest rank. And we're halfway to getting the feathers that I want. Another! So we have 3 free swords each day. Wow, this actually looks like Perry's going to take out on most of this map, which is interesting because I nearly never use her.
Stay close. Who's next? As you will. Yes.
Got it.
Okay. Onward.
Wow, Perry put in all the work here. Wow. Alright, and one more, and then we're done with our dueling crests for the day. Or dueling swords, because the crest will give you 3 swords, right. I'm not worried about Tiki, because I have Perry. She has ridiculous res, which is interesting for a mounted unit.
The enemy.
Drag him back, move him up in range.
As you will.
I love that voice line from Perry. It's time. It's just been a while since I've heard it because I just don't use Perry that much anymore.
Who's next?
Goodbye, Katria. Goodbye, Sheena.
Stay close.
And I can't drag anyone back anymore, so I can't move Lynn into range.
Now what?
But I can take out Tiki with Roy. So that's it for the normal arena today, and then we're gonna do the arena assault quests where I have to use a different team each time. Do I want to? No, I don't want to start out that team. I want to start out with. I want to start with my flyers today. Do a beginner battle. Because I just need to get through this.
Yay! Of course.
There are no dancers over there, so I don't have to worry about anyone hitting me this turn.
Orders.
Trick.
Right.
Yes.
Best wishes. Yay! Understood.
Wow, none damage.
Trick.
Goodbye, Elise.
Orders.
Goodbye, Felicia. Oh, I actually said bye, Felicia. That works. And, oh no, I can't move Trioma this turn. But I can take him out with Azura anyways. Alright. Another beginner battle. And let's use my horse team this time. Horse emblem, go. Olwen. Priscilla. So yeah, Perry was only on the other team because she's a bonus unit for this season in the main arena. But I usually have Perry and Priscilla supported, and on my normal team. I have a neutral Reinhardt, so I could use him. That's Olwen's brother. But he's 4-star right now. I don't want to dump the feathers on promoting him. I just happened to get a 5-star Olwen, and she's been working out pretty well. So yes, into the fray. Alright. Can set up Bolin to take out Priscilla here. And maybe give her a little bit of an attack boost. Sit her next to her support partner. Start moving over here with Olwen. And get her support partner close to her too. Alright, go ahead and take out Shiro. And then I don't want to get destroyed by Faye, so I'm going to go ahead and draw her back. And I think he'll be able to take... Oh, he can take on Faye, actually. Now he should probably be able to take on Tiki in one hit, or one combat. Great. Alright. A Lind for last. Which team do I want to use? You know what, I do want SP on some of these characters still. That seems fine. Okay. Siegbert is going to need to take on probably Marth and Len. The other two I should be able to handle. Oh, I don't want items, I want to swap spaces. Okay. So if Ike break down the wall.
On the way.
Another.
Off I go.
I'm Siegbert.
Siegbert's just a little, interesting choice there, Siegbert, to just say your name.
Let us sing.
Let's do this. Understood.
Darn, Siegbert's probably gonna get taken out, which isn't good. Oh, no. We still have him. Awesome. And we're done. That was a nice break from the Tempest Trials, I think. Surrender, because I just wanted my dailies. Pick up those daily rewards. Alright, and then we're going to do 2 more runs through the Tempest Trials before I say adieu. Let me check. I don't think anyone got enough points to learn new skills, but I want to check how far away they are again, because I have already forgotten. Actually, let's switch over to the Tempest team. And then we go back into allies, and let's see how many points we need to learn any new skills on these buddies. Alright, my anime children. My only anime son this time is Ike. It's very disappointing, I know. So for slow plus we need 550. What do we need for Barracks plus? Only 300, so Ike might be done soon. And Azura over here just wants Wings of Mercy, because I don't think we can refine her weapon yet. But I will double check that. Yeah, Performing Azura does not have weapon refinement. So we're actually pretty close on Azura and Ike. And then I guess we'll have to change out our team, figure out what I want to train. But the Tempest Trial is still my best option for training, because I get more maps than I would for... I used 18 for 2 training tower maps, and they give the same amount of SP as the maps in this. So why not get 7 maps and probably die a couple in, but still get some good points.
This is my all.
Was that Fjorm saying that? Interesting. I don't think I've heard that line before. Yeah, I can go in against Camilla. She doesn't have a bow breaker. We're good.
On the way.
It's all for you.
Die, Camilla. Alright.
As you say.
She'll be able to defend even though she has color disadvantage because she has good res, and she'll do some damage back to him. Awesome. Well, yeah, she can't heal herself easily, so I don't think I want her to do that. But I can have Fiorm start and her do a follow-up.
Of course.
Understood.
Orders, please.
It's all for you.
Alright.
Let us sing, as you say.
Man, there's so many of these voice lines I just haven't seen. Or haven't heard, and the Juro one was really good. I'm glad I'm running through with the audio this time. Normally I play it without audio, and it's nice to sit down on stream and actually hear the voices. So let's sit in Fiorm to defend against Takumi, and then Ike can do Donald over here. Actually, I want Fiorm to get into Takumi's range and just sit her over here. Yeah, that works. And that way Azura will provide
Orders.
a dance to
Orders, please.
Fiorm and both of her passive abilities because she has a defense bonus and a res bonus she gives to allies, but we're looking for defense right now.
Yes.
She'll give that. And sit Sarah next to Ike so that he gets his defensive bonus.
Orders, please.
Alright.
Let us sing, as you say.
Well, Fiorm's gonna kill. Nothing we can do about that. I want points, but red units aren't gonna get me those. Ike can defend over here. So we want to set it up so they're only gonna hit Ike.
Understood.
Of course.
It's all for you.
And Sarah's next to him to give him the bonus. Awesome.
Orders.
Alright, yeah. Only Ike's gonna be able to get hit this turn.
On the way.
Understood.
Good. And then we'll have her break this and move in Fiorm right here. Alright, new map. A bunch of magic units is on this map is not good for me. Can at least set up Fiorm to defend from Reinhardt. And that might be all I do for...
On it.
Oh, well, no, someone else is going to have to get hit, it looks like.
As you say. Let us sing. Yes.
It's all
Yeah, I'll let Soren hit Ike. Alright, Ike. You can take out Soren. Can you take out
for you.
Rajat? No. Can you take out Gordon? No. Oh gosh, Ike. How
On it.
much damage can Sarah do? Alright, Sarah can take out Rajat.
Yes. Orders, please.
Pull her back so she doesn't get killed by Gordon over here.
Orders.
Can probably heal him up just for the points before I do the attack that kills, and would have healed me to max anyway. Alright, 2 red tomes, which means that Fiorm's going to eat up some attacks this game.
As you say. Of course.
Goodbye.
Orders, please. Let us sing.
Understood.
On it. Yes.
Oh wow, that did not kill her. I guess Ike is the best person for this. And I don't want to leave anyone other than Azura in range of that infantry killer.
It's all for you.
Yes.
Alright, heal up Azura. And I should be able to take out Kagero this turn.
Sing.
Understood.
Good. Oof. Oof. Scared me. Fiorm's gonna get this one easy.
As you say.
Orders.
Of course.
It's all for you.
Off I go. On it.
Heal him up.
Orders.
Attack.
On the way.
Understood.
Attack again.
Yes.
And let's try to get Lynn to go after Fjorm over here.
It's all for you.
Alright.
Orders.
Goodbye, Nino. Heal Ike up.
Orders, please.
Fjorm over here. So gets a little boost. And we're good for this map. Awesome. I'm glad my video doesn't seem so laggy today, and it seems like my audio is going to be syncing up better the last time from when we did this. Oh yeah, this is my first time on camera in ages. This is my first time on camera with Fire Emblem Heroes, and I have a new Blue Yeti mic that you see right over here. So lots of fun new things I'm trying out. Hopefully the next time you see me here, my video is a little bit smaller, and I have an overlay maybe under my chat over my video. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get to this end of the map so we can get to our last Tempest trial for the day.
Yes.
Is that there?
Off I go.
Yeah, there's not much interesting to say here because Fjorm is going to have to defend most of this map. Ugh, I'm going to put her in range of that green tome and I'm going to hate it, but
For you.
I just have to deal with it.
Orders.
I can't let Ike get that low. Let me...
Orders.
There we go. Wow, I'm surprised Fjorm lived that.
Off I go. Of course. Yes. Orders, please. Yes.
I think Fjorm's actually gonna possibly... No. We got through it without having to use a second team. Probably because I wasn't talking about role-playing, but that was a good chat. Anyway. Oh man. If only I had 61 orbs yesterday, I might have pulled 3 more full times for the legendary Ike going on right now. But I hope if anyone is watching, they're gonna vote for that legendary Ike. I would friggin' love to have him. Ugh. Okay, one more Tempest trial, and then we're done for the day. So let's hope I do well this time too. Keep that luck running. Keep Ike up there. And then Fjorm's going to have to defend it a lot again this time. Okay.
Understood.
Move Ike in there so he gets in range.
Let us sing. Yes.
Good, now they're both getting benefits from Azura. Oh, but I accidentally put her in Minerva's range. Whoops. Oh gosh.
Off I go.
Alright, Azura, you can take the kill this time. I need to remember to keep my phone up here, just so you guys can actually maybe see my face. Okay. Let's put Ike up here.
Orders.
And Ike's going to be doing a lot of defending this map.
Understood.
Orders, please. On it.
It's all for you.
Let us sing.
Orders.
Alright, let's get these other ones out of Frederick's way. Probably going to go after Azura. Oh well.
As you say. Of course.
Alright.
Orders, please.
Oh, I probably should have healed up Azura before I did that, but hopefully we can do that at the start of the next map and it won't be too much of an issue. Yeah, I can waste a turn here healing.
Off I go. Let us sing. On it. Yes.
Fjorm in there. And Fjorm is really doing work on this map.
It's all for you.
Maybe Ike can take out Klein? Awesome, he can.
It's all for you.
Alright, let's have her heal.
As you say.
Oh,
Of course.
Understood.
Let us
and
sing.
then just want the boost here. Yes, just enough damage. Okay, Fjorm, you can completely solo this one for me.
Orders, please. Of course. Yes. Off I go.
It's all for you.
Should just rename the stream Everyone Hates Fjorm, because
As you say.
she's taking all the hits, even though I would like to get some points on everyone else. At least Sarah's getting healing points, but it's still going to take her forever to get to that 500 I need to get her refined weapon. Might as well get points for healing, now that I'm thinking about it. Gosh, 24 points per kill. I'm going to max out her SP just like I did with my my normal Ike. Who just has a sword, but is not legendary, and has some slightly different stats from legendary Ike. Alright, Ike, time to kill.
Of course.
Get into this range, get into that range.
As you say.
Goodbye, Paula.
Orders.
And hopefully if I boost, I can double now.
Off I go. Yes.
Healing.
Of course. On it.
More healing.
Orders.
Killing. So I need Ike to defend against Tana and Abel, but not Eldigan over here. So he needs to hit this space right there.
It's all for you.
Let us sing.
Understood.
Yes. Off I go.
Alright, good round.
Please.
Orders.
Yes. On the way.
It's all for you.
As you say.
It's probably gonna go after Ike anyway, but that wasn't too bad.
Orders.
Yes. Of course.
Understood.
Alright.
On it.
Orders.
Heal up Ike.
On the way. Yes.
Move in his partner.
Yes, please.
Alright, now I need to stay out of Celica's range.
It's all for you.
As
So...
you say.
Hmm...
Off I go. Let us sing.
Orders.
Takuma's gonna go after Azura, which is gonna be bad, but, yep, I think this is
Orders, please.
maybe a map where I take the loss.
On the way. Yes. On it.
Darn, I'm gonna have to use another team. At least I got 6 maps with that team, so hopefully they got some good points out of it.
As you say.
Flying team should be fine because I have this shield that protects Minerva from Takumi over there. Alright.
Onward.
Best wishes.
Yes.
Understood. Treat time. You got it.
Did not expect Takumi to do that. Interesting.
Orders.
Of course.
Onward. Yes.
Alright, Takumi, time to die. Fjorm's on the way.
Onward.
And I might be able to get Celica.
Easy now.
Sweet. Alright, well that is all the stamina I had for training right now, because I'm trying to train with the Tempest Trial. Because I get a couple more maps out of it. I think, is Ike at... No, I think Ike needs... Oh, yeah, he's at Barrack's Blessing. So the next time you see me on stream, I'll probably have somebody swapped out for Ike. Azura... She should have enough, right? No, she needs 360, so she needs 100 more. But she earns a little faster. So I'm still going to have Azura and Sarah on my team. But I'm probably going to swap in another character for next time. And I've got 12 points remaining, but I don't want to spend that right now for the Tempest trial. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll probably see you tomorrow morning to burn off some more stamina. Just collecting some of those feathers there. Bye, everybody.